Hey everyone, today I'll talk about the internals of transaction processing system. Every day billions of customers use online payment system. It looks simple, but there are multiple entities and steps involved in this process. How it works, if you would like to know about it, please stay tuned. I'll discuss in the next section. So the first entity is consumer who have credit or debit card which allow them to access their money or credit lines at numerous ATMs or merchant sites around the globe. Bank that issue card is known as issuer. Issuer authorize the transaction and guarantee payments on behalf of the consumer. Next is merchant who want to sell their product to the customer. Next is merchant bank. Merchant bank is known as acquirer. Acquirer provide access to the network for the merchant by authorizing their transactions and ensuring that the merchant receives payment quickly and securely. And the last one is network that connects all the parties involved in order to make electronic payment possible. The example of network is Visa, MasterCard, RuPay, etc. So now we are aware of all the entities that involved in an online transaction system. In the next section, we'll get to know about the steps that are involved in an online transaction. So there are 3 steps: authorization, clearing, and settlement. So the first step is authorization. It starts when consumer swipes his or her card into store's point of sale terminal. Card is read by digital POS device and a message containing the details of the transaction along with consumer account information is sent to the acquirer. Acquirer will format the details of the transaction and then send the message to the network. When network receives the message, it will run some risk and fraud related query to ensure that the transaction is valid and secure. Then the request is routed to the issuer. When the message is received by the issuer, it will check the balance of the consumer account to see if sufficient balance is there or not. If it's there, then the issuer will place a hold on those funds and then send the message back to the network. Network will route the approval message to the acquirer. Acquirer receive the details of the transaction and then send the issuer approval to the merchant. Now merchant can know that the transaction is approved, so he can hand over the package to the consumer and consumer can leave. And merchant knows that later acquirer will give the money. The consumer left the merchant site once he got the package, but transaction is not yet complete. The next step is clearing. So once the first step of transaction is complete, the acquirer formats the data and transmit the final transaction and cardholder details to the network. And then in some time, network sort all the transaction worldwide and transmit a consolidated batch file to each issuer that is participating in the network. Upon receipt of the batch file, the issuer removes the authorization holds from the consumer account and debit the final transaction amount from their account balance. Once the clearing of the transaction commenced, the final step of the payment process takes place, and that step is settlement. In settlement step, network sends consolidated net settlement statements to the participating issuer and acquirer. Funds are then transferred between each institutions, and at this point the process is complete.